Hello, I'm Mark Barda with the Queermosphere, your weekly insight into anything queer. Good morning, my friends. I hope everyone is having a great weekend, a long extended weekend. We still have 2 days to go, and I hope everyone can get outside and enjoy some of that nice weather if it is around you. Be sure if you have yet to like, subscribe, or follow, please do so you can get my weekly videos in your feed. Let's waste no more time and see what the week has brought us. Teens stepped up and saved their small town's pride parade. Colorado's gay governor signs legislation helping LGBTQ parents overcome a custody nightmare. And Starbucks to pay travel costs for trans employees getting gender-affirming care. Go top off that coffee and come right back because we are about to get started. Well, high school students in one Maine town stepped up to revive and organize the local Pride Parade when no one else seemed inclined to take the lead. The parade had been on pandemic status, hiatus, of course. And in the face of the adults' inaction, several teen students at Belfast Area High School and members of the school's Gender Sexuality Alliance decided to say, to hell with that, we are throwing this party. The vice president of their GSA also spoke to LGBTQ Nation and stated, "It's important for me as a queer teenager to be part of organizing Pride because I know how much I can impact the other LGBTQ people in Belfast. Growing up, the Pride Parade was always such a fun and supportive environment for me to be in, and I want to make sure that it's like that for other kids and teens this year. Oftentimes, LGBTQ kids can feel isolated at school and in general, and Pride is a way for us not to feel alone." The teams were up for no easy feat. The teens had to obtain a parade permit, work with the school district central office to attain liability insurance, raise money for expenses, carry out a publicity campaign, and coordinate volunteers and parade participants for their June 4th parade. Well, because of their hard work, their parade will take place on Saturday, June 4th, and will begin at 10:30 a.m. outside of Belfast Area High School. So, look at these little queer change makers just standing up and saying, you know what? We don't agree. Where are the bylaws? How do we do this? We'll just figure it out and we'll throw our own little pride. And thank goodness for them. They took the book and threw it right back on them. These are going to be some very effective leaders in the future, for sure. Well, Marlowe's Law will make it easier for same-sex couples to build a family. Out-gay Governor of Colorado, Jared Polis, signed a bill to help resolve a legal issue that denies same-sex parents the legal custody of their own children. The bill is known as Marlowe's Law, which was named after the child of the Colorado House Majority Leader, Danae Esgar, when Esgar gave birth to her daughter Marlo using genetic material from her wife Heather Palm. Both women were surprised to find out that they had to legally adopt Marlo in order to have legal custody of the child they created together. And a February speech on the Colorado House floor, Esgar said, "My wife realized she actually has more rights to the embryos we still have frozen than she actually has to our own daughter. Heather has to adopt her own daughter." This law will help streamline the process for same-sex parents whose children were conceived by assisted reproductive means. It also allows LGBTQ parents to declare a voluntary acknowledgement of parentage, a statement of parental rights that has a full force of a court order. The Supreme Court did rule back in 2015 that married same-sex parents of children conceived by a sperm donor or birth surrogate should be both listed on the child's birth certificate, just as it's done for different same-sex couples who have kids in the same way. So Governor Polis' signature on this bill is a significant step towards ensuring the legal recognition of parent-child relationship for children conceived with reproductive assistance, said Human Rights Campaign Legal Director Sarah Warablow. Well, a huge shout out to Governor Polis of Colorado. Thank you so much for being such a great queer representative and looking out for your constituents, especially the queer populace of Colorado. I only wish you were the governor here in Nebraska. Well, Starbucks has announced plans to cover travel costs for employees who must travel more than 100 miles to access gender-affirming care in the wake of multiple state-led attempts to criminalize this care. Partners enrolled in Starbucks Healthcare will be offered reimbursement for travel expenses when accessing abortion or gender-affirming health procedures when those services are not available within 100 miles of a partner's home. Starbucks, having had a press release, says that 240,000 U.S. partners will be affected by the expansion of these benefits. In a letter to Starbucks employees dated May 16, 2022, from Executive Vice President, it said the decision to broaden health benefits for U.S. employees came in the wake of the leaked draft opinion of the future of Roe v. Wade. Well, it is not immediately clear how often transgender people in the United States travel between states to access gender-affirming care. However, a study in 2017 on barriers to accessing gender-affirming care found that nearly 200 out of 256 individuals studied face barriers to accessing health care. When discussing gender-affirming surgeries, top surgery often meant traveling longer distances crossing state lines, whereas bottom surgery often meant to travel outside of the United States, the study said. Starbucks isn't the only company to have expanded healthcare benefits in this way. Tech giants such as Amazon and Tesla have also pledged to cover employee travel costs for surgeries that are more than 100 miles away. Well, it sounds like I should get a part-time gig at Starbucks because, y'all, the insurance benefits sound baller. I'm just happy to see that some of these large companies are expanding benefits for all their employees, no matter their gender, identity, sexuality. These companies are trying to treat humans like humans, and when we start to do that, we will notice that your employees will start to produce more, and your company then is more lucrative itself. So, great job. Well, that's it for me. I'm out of here. I've got to do some yard work. My boyfriend and I are going to be spending some time outside. It's beautiful here in Omaha, Nebraska. So yeah, those are my plans. I'm going to enjoy the next 2 days off and just kind of recharge. I suggest everybody does the same. Do me a favor, if you've yet to follow or subscribe, please do so you can get my weekly videos in your feed. Not only that, check out lgbtqnation.com. If you see an article you think I should mention in one of my videos, just let me know in a comment or DM me. And remember what I always say, start off by being nice. But if those sentiments are not returned, by all means, burn the bitch good. All right, everybody, see you next Sunday.